Hi Ange, I wanted to make you just a quick video. It's in the morning, just got the kids off to school, just finished working out, and just thought I'd show you what I kind of do to prep for the day. Just something to think about. It sometimes first thing in the morning, even though it's early, but for me it's my time that I'm not bothered for a little while, and so I just thought I'd show you a few little things that super easy, and you can get it done before your kids get home from school. So you can do it anytime during the day, but this morning, it's kind of my kitchen day. I usually have one day a week that I listen to some good podcasts or, good videos on YouTube, and I just cook and bake and make some things, keep them in my freezer. Today I'm actually trying to come up with some really healthy little holiday treats. I think I'm going to make some little fudge and things like that that don't have a lot of sugar and made with really good ingredients, and then use it for our Christmas Day, Christmas Eve treats. And I'm just going to put them in the freezer so that they're all done. And I have a little bit that we can take to the party with us, that for my kids too, that are gluten-free and dairy-free and very low in sugar, or just using natural sugar. So anyways, I'm going to do all that today, but I thought I'd show you a couple things. Let me see if this lets me spin it around. I don't think it will. Oh, sorry, that just put some weird lighting on. Okay, so let me just show you then. I'm sorry, you're probably going to get dizzy here as I'm doing it. Okay, so tonight are going to have, these are all fine now. Those look big and fatty, right? Those are actually elk steaks that we bought. Actually, we bought them from our neighbor that hunts. And I just put a little sea salt on them, letting them thaw out throughout the day. And then tonight we'll just cook those. I cook them really slow so that we don't, it's good actually not to get charcoal burns, get them that crisp, but I do like to sear them just really quickly at the very end before we serve them, and then put a little grass-fed butter on the top. So really good. And remember, when you're not having organic meat, then you want to get the leanest cuts possible. When you're getting grass-fed, organic, wild animal, then the fat is actually really good for you. So that fatty cuts are actually good. I still can't really chew the fat myself. Like, it's not something I like or enjoy, but I don't worry about having fattier cuts or cutting fat off or anything like that. Okay, the other thing I do a lot of mornings, just thinking about it, is just right here, this bowl of almonds. So I just take a bowl of almonds, I cover them with water, and I let them soak. So they need to soak for at least 4 hours. Most of the time, if I remember, I'll do it the night before, but I didn't last night. And so I like to alternate homemade almond milk with coconut milk and use it for our smoothies every morning. And my kids, if they do have cookies and they want to dip, which we probably will more this holidays than normal, they like almond milk better than coconut milk. So I make my homemade almond milk with that. So you just get your almonds going. And then the other thing I've done this morning is just cut up all the vegetables I had in my fridge. So I had purple cabbage, sweet potatoes, carrots, and Brussels sprouts. And you can honestly do this with almost anything. Then a lot of times what I do is I take my bag of organic greens, and right before I'm ready to serve it, I just saute them up with a little bit of butter and add that into it. So I just have this huge mix of veggies, because I want this to be the main part of our dinner tonight, and then split up the steaks. And I am making some bone broth over here, so I'll show you that. But I might make some rice with my bone broth and add some MCT oil and grass-fed butter and sea salt into the rice, and so then my kids get all this bone broth through it. But I still want like the veggies to be the biggest part, and this should be enough for all of us tonight, and then also for lunch tomorrow for Adam and I. And if we have enough for the kids too. I a lot of times fill a thermos with the rice and a little bit of veggies and meat, kind of all mixed together. So my bone broth, this one, I've kind of found this secret little thing if you have a pressure cooker. So you can see my pressure cooker there. I'm actually doing my second batch. So I did these two this last night. I actually set them and I just poured them out this morning and started a new batch. So the fat will come up to the top. And because I actually use organic bones, it's not a big deal if you want to use it. But I usually, once it cools off, I put it in the fridge. And then when it comes out, it's really easy just to scoop that top part out and throw it away. Or I give it to my chickens. So let me tell you about this crock pot, or this pressure cooker. Okay, so if you have a pressure cooker, Super easy because you don't have to have it run for 48 hours. So when I want like, oh, I want bone broth today at lunch, or I want it tonight at noon or whatever, then my pressure cook is great for that. And it actually really gets into the bones. So I fill mine up with everything that you need, and I pressure cook it for about 70 minutes on high. And then this one is an automatic. When it cools off itself, I don't have to mess with the little steamy thing. It just does it all. But these are only like, I don't know, I think I paid like $50, $60 for it. And I've had them for a few years and I didn't really use them anymore. I was actually going to sell it because I don't do beans and things that I usually used to do in it. I do them once in a while, but not that often anymore. But anyways, it works really great. And you can use all your bones and do a second batch before you get rid of those bones. So you can do at least 2, sometimes 3 batches with the same bones. And this one has chicken feet in it, which is great actually, once you get over the look of it, because it adds all this gelatin from all the knuckles. And it's got a lot of bones that had bone marrow in it. And so it should be a really healthy broth. And I add lots of seasoning, onions, garlic, parsley, carrots. I have this organic seasoning from Costco that's pretty good on stuff, and I feel like it's a little safer. I'll show you that. Because seasonings are tricky. Sometimes I'll get blends, and then when after I've already bought them, of course, I look at the back and there's like sugar added and all kinds of junk. So this one's a little better of one if you like a premix one. It's just at Costco, organic, no salt seasoning, and then I add my own sea salt. So everything in it, I could read you back here, there is a lot of seasonings in it, but everything is organic and there's no added sugar. So that's actually steak seasoning, all those things. A lot of times they have MSG and sugar in them. So anyways, use that, put that in, lots of sea salt. When I get the broth out, I also add more salt and more seasoning so that it tastes good, and taste it like so that you could actually sip a cup of it. So this is amazing for healing the gut and just giving like your skin, your joints, all of those things are really great bone broth. I think that it is just like a serious superfood. Oh, one more thing I've been putting in it lately that is really good. So iodine is really important for thyroid. And I actually have a lower functioning thyroid, and so I'm trying to get it up naturally. And iodine's really tricky because if you take a supplement, you have to have just like the right amount. And so I've listened and read things that say don't take it, and some that say do. The naturopath I go to tells me to take 1 a day, but I know that the best way is through food. So this is a way to get some iodine into your food. So this is called Pacific Kumba, and it's like a seaweed, right? It's just a piece of hard seaweed. And you just take a little piece out of it and you just put it in your bone broth and let it simmer with it, and all those nutrients get in your bone broth, and it doesn't taste funny. You won't even notice it's in there. So that's another great way to get a few more things in your bone broth, so you can really make it. And I put turmeric in it today, so you can add that, and I add just a little bit of black pepper, because any hotness with your turmeric, I even do that in my smoothies. I've learned that your body absorbs the turmeric a little better if it has like a pepper in it. So anyways, a few just random tips today. I do want to tell you I love you, and just ask everyone to especially pray for Angie right now. And anyways, I hope you have a great day. It's actually snowing here. Let me show you this. It hasn't snowed like all Christmas, and my kids want, and it's been really warm, which is really nice, but they want some snow for Christmas. So here's the little snow. Isn't that awesome? I hope it just dumps and then they clear all the roads and then it's nice again. But we need some snow for Christmas. So anyways, okay, love you, Ange. Bye.